Now, after that, we have discussed how to acquire the resources. We discuss the type of the human resources and how to acquire them. Also, how to acquire your, let's say, materials, the physical materials that is needed to accomplish your project objectives. How to apply the resource leveling and some of these techniques, and we've discussed the benefit, how to manage and acquire the resources efficiently. Now, the next topic that we are going to cover is developing your project team. Team development is a continuous process of improving the, let's say, skills, collaboration, and morale of the project members. During the execution phase, it is critical to focus on creating a cohesive team that works efficiently toward a common goals. For example, in a product development project, building trust among cross-functional team members enhances the creativity and problem solving, ultimately leading to foster the delivery. So, managing the project team during the execution involves guiding, supporting, and aligning the team efforts with the project objectives. An effective management ensures that the team remains motivated, conflicts are resolved constructively, and collaboration is optimized. So, in this session, we'll discuss the team development. Also, we'll discuss the effective development strategies to focus on leadership, resolving conflicts, and fostering the collaboration, and to ensure that your team is aligned with the project objectives. There are several ITTOs here that you might haven't seen before. The inputs is well known now. The tools and techniques is the collocation, the virtual teams in case that you are running overseas project. You're not sitting with your team. The communication technology, such as the let's say the software tools that is used for communication, Microsoft tools, Slack or Discord. These are the technologies that can be used. The interpersonal and team skills, the recognition and rewards to keep your team motivated, training to let's say a fill gap of let's say untrained team member, individual and team assessment to ensure that your team is being evaluated fairly. Also the meeting. So the output here would be the team performance assessment. And the team performance assessment, it includes, let's say, the goals and the achievements of compared to the, let's say, to the goals of each of the team member, change requests if necessary. You have also the project document updates if you need to do any reassignment, the EFFs update, the OPS update as well. To start with understanding the team development techniques. Effective team development techniques fosters the trust and collaboration. Team building team building activities such as the workshops or social events help the team member connect. And you have this Tuckman model, which provides a framework to guide the team progression through stages for growth. For instance, let's say a project team is working on a new software feature and may initially experience conflict during the storming stage. We are going to cover the Stockman model, and it starts by forming and then storming and then, let's say, solving, then norming. So these are the key main stages. And storming stage or storming phase, where the team members have, let's say, different conflicting ideas about how to solve a certain problem. Then it goes to, let's say, the problem solving, where team becomes more, together on, let's say, an agreed solution that serves the project goal. So again, we say that in case if there's a new software feature that has been conflicted by two team members during the storm stage, but with an effective facilitation, they move from the performing stage where the let's say the productivity peaks. So again, we say that here in team development techniques, ensure using team buildings activities to strengthen the relationship between your teams and applying this Tuckman model, and understand how forming can start and then how storming it work and what you should do when your team is having conflict, and then when your team come into an agreement on the norming stage. Next, you have the performing stage, which is your team agrees on the solution and they start implementing it. Then finally, the adjourning phase. So ensure understanding these, let's say, stages and what actions as a project manager you should be doing when forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. Finally, ensures that you encourage the open communication and collaboration between your teams to avoid any bottlenecks in communication. Training and competency development. So, training and competency development addresses the skill gaps and enhances the team ability to meet the project demands. First, start by identifying the skill gap and provide a targeted training. You may also use the on-job training for practical learning. Ensures that you promote a continuous learning opportunities to keep your team, let's say, motivated and updated with whatever changes in the industry. Sometimes these technical projects takes long time to be implemented, and there are new technologies. So ensure this promote learning opportunities to keep your, let's say, team updated to the trends. Let's say here in an example, let's say take an example in a construction project, which may require a training for the workers on a new, for example, safety protocols introduced during the execution. So think as this is a new protocol that wasn't discovered on the planning phase. Now it's been, let's say, applied or it's been discovered during the execution phase. So providing access to the online resources and ensuring your team is well aware about this, let's say, protocol and how you have to align them with this protocol, how to ensure that they are gonna, let's say, follow this protocol, provide them courses or workshop or mentorship programs to ensure that the team remains equipped to handle any evolving challenges. A very important concept here talks about the recognizing individual strength. So you can consider it at its part when you are developing your team. It's very important to understand the individual's strength and weaknesses, which allows the project managers to assign tasks effectively, ensuring having your team will have a better performance. Also, recognizing contributions such as celebrating milestones, motivating the team members, that will really have an effective results on the outcome and on the project itself. So again, to recognize individual strengths, as we say that you need to assign the tasks based on individual skills and expertise. If you want to boost the morale, you may, celebrate these milestones and recognize the contribution of each of these team members to achieve the project objectives. And also, you may use assessment to identify the strength and development areas that your team is needing. When it comes to assessing your team performance, so managing the team performance sometimes it might be hard sometimes, but managing team performance involves it comes in the different stages, or it needs some several steps to make it easier for you, including setting a clear expectation and regularly reviewing the process. Also, use a regular performance review to provide a feedback, whether it's monthly or per quarter. Ensures that you have, let's say, a template that you follow when doing the evaluation to all of your team members. And in case you have discovered any underperformance issues, try to understand from the team, sit with them, understand the issue they are facing, whether it's a personal issue, whether it's lack of training on a certain system, whether on, let's say, some challenges that they are facing in communication or conflicting ideas with the other team members. So try to engage with your team and to assess the underperformance reasons to ensure that you have a constructive, let's say, agreement between your team members, and that will help you to manage your team effectively. So again, we say that we need to set a clear performance expectation, and that has to be clear to the team. Tell them that you guys will be evaluated based on one, two, three, four criterias, and use regular performance review to provide the feedback, and then address the underperformance promptly and constructively. When it comes to encourage the collaboration and trust between your team members, so collaboration and trust are the foundation of high performing teams. For instance, let's take an example using the collaboration platforms like Trello for task tracking, and that will ensure the transparency and the accountability between your team member, because you're gonna assign each of the project activity to a certain person, and it's gonna be visible to everyone that this person is accountable to complete this task. Also, encouraging open communication and shared decision making fosters a sense of ownership, and it motivates the collaborative decision making framework, which is essential in complex projects. Uh, so again, to encourage the collaboration and trust within your team, we say that to foster a culture of mutual respect and trust, promote the collaboration through the shared goals, and use tools and platforms to enhance the team communication and to enhances the accountability of accomplishing the project tasks. When addressing team conflicts, and we are gonna have, let's say, since the exam will have a heavy question on how to handle the team conflicts. I expect 3 to 4 questions about the team conflicts. So we're gonna also cover this now, and then we'll also have a detailed session how to manage the conflicts between your team. But to say that conflicts are common during the execution phase, and if it's not resolved, it can derail the project progress. So addressing conflicts involve understanding the root cause of the issue or the conflict, and fostering an open dialogue for your team. Think of win-to-win situation where your teams understand that the solution here is not to win an argument, but it's to implement a solution that serves the project goals. So um, to address the team conflicts in a more effective way, you need to recognize the root cause of the conflicts, use conflict resolution techniques like mediation or negotiation. Uh, you also need to encourage the open dialogue to resolve the issue. So no one of the team feels fear to talk about certain ideas. Establish this open collaboration framework so they don't have fear of talking about certain solution to the problem. Let them negotiate and then understand that the goal here is to serve the project objectives, and the goal of this, let's say, conflict is to resolve the differences between different ideas, and this is how you can address the team conflicts. But of course, we're gonna explore this in more depth in the later session when talking about the conflicts, how to resolve these conflicts.